KNUS Denver. Sleep deprived and heavily caffeinated.
All right, let's do this then.
This is the Jeff and Bill Show.
I don't agree with that.
They don't always agree, but hey, at least they have coffee.
Coffee.
And each other.
I love you, man.
God help us.
I want to bless him. We need all the help we can get.
Now here's Jeff Hunt and Bill Thorpe. The Jeff and Bill Show on News Talk 710 KNUS.
With Blake Olson, you probably saw the headline, Loveland's family. They created a memorial to Charlie Kirk, and someone lit it on fire. And then it even went worse. Attacked their car, attacked their house. We're going to talk directly with the family that has faced this vandalism up in Loveland. You're not going to want to miss this conversation, though. Now is time for news and comment with Blake Olson.
Blake Olson.
Blake Olson, news and comment.
Hey, good morning. It is Tuesday, 54 and partly cloudy in Denver, expecting a high of 77 today. This portion of the news sponsored by Pastor Camp Heating and Air Conditioning at 303-777-1234 to learn more about special savings opportunities on Lennox equipment. Our top story.
Law enforcement has so many resources that could have been utilized to identify this individual. I don't know why that wasn't done. They should have obtained this information, and they should have got it over to Jefferson County Sheriff's Office.
That's James Albee, a law enforcement expert. The FBI says they were alerted in July to a social media account tied to the 16-year-old who carried out last week's shooting at Evergreen High School. The teen died from a self-inflicted gunshot wound, of course, after injuring two students. He shared plans for a mass shooting and was radicalized by an extremist network. The 22-year-old assassin, Tyler Robinson, accused of murdering Charlie Kirk, will be in court later today. He's expected to be arraigned on state murder charges in Provo. If he's formally charged with aggravated murder, that could make the 22-year-old eligible for the death penalty. One of the big questions, did he act alone?
I don't know. I mean, I can tell you he didn't work alone on the internet, because it seems that he became radicalized on the internet. That's just by watching same things that you're watching and hearing. It looks like he became radicalized over the internet. And it seems like he has wonderful parents, brought in a wonderful neighborhood, smart guy, great boards, great marks, great student. And then something happened to him over a fairly short period of time. It looks like he was radicalized over the internet, and it's radicalized on the left. He's a left. I have a lot of problems with the left, and they get protected, and they shouldn't be protected. But as you understand, I think very well from the tone of your question. Thank you.
And FBI Director Kash Patel will be questioned by lawmakers today and tomorrow, as his leadership of the agency is reportedly under fire over the Kirk investigation. Candace Owens was one of Kirk's best friends and was there in the beginning with Kirk, and she's not too happy right now.
Sickening is definitely the right adjective, I think, to describe how a lot of us are feeling. And all I know how to do is to gather information, to research, and to investigate. And nothing is making sense. Now, it could not be making sense because we've not arrived at the conclusion. The FBI, I will say, has recently come out and said they're looking for another person. Good, because what we have so far obviously cannot be it. I feel, I was insisting that everybody read that book, Chaos, about the Charles Manson murders. And what we learn from that book is that if the government does want to hide something, what they do is they give you so much information that you can't, you don't even know what's real. So many different possible ways that things could have gone down, so many different manners, so many people speaking, so many publications publishing. And it's just meant to be chaotic, to drive you crazy and to just...
And we'll learn more today with Kash Patel in D.C. Denver Mayor Johnston is out with his budget for next year as the city faces a $200 million gap for next year. Is the budget crisis spurred by increased spending on illegals and homeless?
In 2026, we will spend $66 million on migrants and homelessness together. We will spend $8 million less on migrants and homelessness in 2026 than we spent in 2023.
The total budget price tag is $1.66 billion, down a little more than 5.5%. Johnston also has pointed to a sagging sales tax revenue as a major driver of the budget. Well, isn't that amazing?
Wow.
That's a sales tax.
It's not like anything we haven't been talking about for the last year and a half.
Exactly.
Mikey Johnston, we have laid out how to move forward here, okay? It is over and over and over again. We have told you how to solve the problems that Colorado or that the city of Denver is facing. Number one, and it's got to be your top priorities. You got to make it the safest city in the entire region. You got to invest that amount of police. You got to lock up the bad guys. You got to shoo away the degenerates out on the streets that are doing drugs openly. And you got to go, not here. You got to make it so safe that the ladies from Cherry Hills willing to go down and have a good night down there.
Absolutely.
Go out to dinner, go out to the play, because it's sales tax revenue. You can't get it any other way. And if half your city budget comes through sales tax, you need the ladies from Cherry Hills, Mikey Johnston. It's the only way. It's the only way.
Need to make it a sparkling city once again.
And hey, guess what?
Shine it up.
Guess what? This is the deal of a lifetime, Blake.
Yeah.
There's the President of the United States willing to send the National Guard in to help you.
Absolutely.
Imagine that.
Let's go.
Imagine that.
I'm sure he'll be willing to.
He's willing to help. It's the deal of a
take
lifetime.
advantage of that. I'm
you
sure
get the ladies
Johnston
from
would
Cherry
love
Hills
that.
back,
and
then don't spend $356
Right
million
there
on
with you.
illegal immigrants. That's the rest. That's all you have to do.
There you
Whole
go.
city turns around.
It is not brain surgery. We know that. I love it. Keep on hammering, Jeff, no doubt. DJT will be deploying the National Guard into Memphis, speaking of safety. He said it will be exactly like the recent operation in D.C., adding the Guard will be joined by agents from the FBI and other federal officers. Israel has launched its expanded ground attack on Gaza City. The plan is to take control of the city and dismantle the Palestinian militant group, the terrorist Hamas. Israel launched the full scale of offensive while U.S. Secretary of State Marco Rubio is in the region trying to convince Qatar to continue mediating between Israel and Hamas. Okay, a new poll from the Washington Post and KFS shows that 1 in 6 parents have avoided or delayed vaccinating their children against diseases other than COVID or the flu. The survey found white parents, Republicans, highly religious families, and those who homeschool their children were most likely to skip vaccinations, with nearly half of religious homeschooling parents reporting that they had not inoculated their kids. Buccaneers beat the Texans 20-19, and
gold jacket. And he talks about Mac almost with awe. Herbert launches downfield. It's Johnson in stride. Touchdown, Chargers.
And the Chargers take care of the Raiders 20-9. In Monday Night Football action, Justin Herbert, a big night. So big night for Steffen's Chargers. The Dolphins and the Bills on Thursday night, and the Rockies are still playing baseball. They play the Marlins tonight at 6:40, first pitch, if you want to go watch baseball tonight in Lodo. 51 in Boulder. 52 in Centennial, 54 in Denver. Jeff and Billy continue. It is Tuesday. Blake Olson, News Talk 710 KNUS.
Your 710 5-day forecast will have partly cloudy skies into early Tuesday, morning temps mid-50s. Highs upper 70s Tuesday afternoon, morning sunshine, then scattered afternoon showers and thunderstorms continuing Tuesday night. Cloudy, lows low 50s. Wednesday and Thursday, rain showers and scattered thunder likely. Highs upper 60s with a few low 70s and lows upper 40s, low 50s. Weather brought to you by L&L Heating and Air Conditioning. For quick, trustworthy, and dependable service, call 720-851-1691 or visit them online at bestdenverhvac.com. Meteorologist Don Watzel in the 710 KNUS Weather Center.
Welcome back to the Jeff and Bill Show. A family just trying to honor Charlie Kirk in their own home. Put a little memorial up outside, and it got vandalized. Listen to this coming from the Denver Post. The Loveland police chief now saying that the arson politically motivated, and it's chilling free speech. This is an attempt to impact free speech that's taking place here in Colorado. The resident whose Kirk memorial was set on fire has said they were sleeping when the fire department knocked on their door to notify them. They had put up a 6-foot by 3-foot sign on the outside of their fence in front of their home that read, "Rest in peace, Charlie Kirk. We stand with you." Shortly after Kirk had been assassinated because they were mourning his death. He said that the back window of his vehicle was also smashed by a rock Saturday night. The windshield had "Rest in peace, Charlie Kirk" written on it. I mean, this is just wild here in Colorado because, you get this effort to try to kind of turn down the violence, and someone on their own property at their own time peacefully just says, put something that just says, "Rest in peace, Charlie Kirk, we stand with you." You can see it on the video there. And then someone has the audacity to go light it on fire and then damage their house, their car. This is unbelievable. We are so honored to have Sarah and Michael, the homeowners, the people that live in that house that have had to deal with this, joining us this morning. It's an honor. Thank you so much for your time.
Yes, good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
First of all, I'm so sorry for what you all have had to go through. Tell us from your perspective what happened here.
Well, pretty much what you said. We had the sign up. Michael felt really compelled to express his hurt with what happened with Charlie. We had it up. Nothing seemed odd about it. No weird cars. And then woke up to the fire department out front. Went outside and... yeah, the fence was burned. Thankfully, the fire didn't spread. We had a rain earlier that day, and we had no idea. They bashed out the back window, so it's just scary. I understand some vandalism sometimes comes with that stuff, but when it comes to the fire, that's very scary. Our neighbors are there. I have children in our house. We have grandchildren in the house. It's just unnecessary.
Now, Sarah, for our listeners, and I know this may be difficult emotionally, but let's talk about, if you could, just share with us what it was like the middle of the night when the knock comes at the door. And I just want you to walk through, and Michael as well, what you saw walking out that front door, what that was like, because just kind of paint the scene, how many fire trucks, who was there, were the embers still burning, what about the sign, how long did it take you to recognize that your back window was smashed out as well, what did the fire department tell you? Can you just spend about 30 seconds or so just telling us what it was like? So it's middle of the night, that knock on the door comes, and what?
Knock on the door came. We actually didn't get up at first, so I looked in the Ring camera and was like, there's a firefighter, there's just lights. So yeah, going outside, confusion for sure. There's a firefighter and about 3 cops at that time. Michael's daughter had told me, they burned the sign, they burned the fence. So immediately I was scared, went outside. I didn't go directly to the fence. Michael was definitely out there. I don't think at that time there were any embers or there was an actual fire taking place. That was already out. So definitely once that was gone, like the fire fear, just scared, confusion. And then just thinking about the kids. And then when I saw the back window, it was just anger and why. Definitely a lot of feelings around hurt.
Now, I've got to share with you, Sarah and Michael, this one really hit me yesterday hard because I remember back in 2020, there was a fire that was intentionally set in Green Valley Ranch. And basically, it was a kid that was mad at another family and wanted to get revenge. And so he lit the family's house on fire and killed 6 people, not killing the people he was mad at intentionally either. He got the wrong house. So that's how dangerous this is, that this easily not only could spread to your house, your neighbor's house, you could have part of the neighborhood go up, that the individual that took this action showed a shocking lack of concern for anybody else's life involved. And that's some real morbid irony from where I sit, given that this is a memorial about the fact that we just lost Charlie Kirk. That person had such a callous disregard for human life, they wanted to set an open fire. That's just insane.
I think I just want to add that, when we get to a certain place in our life and anger just overwhelms us and develops us, and I feel like that's when you don't have God in your heart, God in your life. And that's why we do these things, in anger, and actions come, with that. And sometimes we're not bad people. I don't think this person is a bad person. I think he's been misled. I think he was fed a lot of garbage throughout his life and didn't have God in his heart. And this was, the devil just coming out of him. And it sucks because now it's national news. There's millions of people that have seen this story now. And we're getting, both sides of the aisle. And people, if you read some of these comments on Reddit and all these other outlets, it's mean. The things that they're saying about us and the family. And it's scary. It's like, I was debating last night to take the sign down, because it's putting a huge spotlight on our house. And who's going to protect us? Like, who's going to be here? There's nobody here. It's us, and so it's scary that it's come to this point. And so I just ask people to, let us be Americans. Let us have our free speech. Please don't act out towards us. We're not bad people. We're family people. We work hard. We just believe in our Constitution, our rights, our freedom of speech, our Second Amendment, which we hold really well. So I just ask the people to, think about what you do before you do it. And if you guys want to have a conversation, I'm open for a conversation. I'm here for a conversation. That's what Charlie always pushed. Conversation. Once the conversation stops, the anger comes. And we can't be angry because that's what they ultimately want. They want us to be against each other. Why? Because it hasn't changed who they are, and so they profit off of it. So we just need to stay together, stay united, red, blue, it doesn't matter. We all are the same people. We all bleed the same blood. And it's important that we realize that and remember that and stay together, stay united against these elites, these people. So we cannot, we can't be separated. We have to stay together. It's so important.
That's Sarah and Michael. They built a tribute to Charlie Kirk that just simply said, "Rest in peace, R.I.P. Charlie, we stand with you." Somebody lit it on fire and then broke out the back window of their car, which also said, "Rest in peace, Charlie." We're talking to them now. This has become international news. We're honored to have them with us. Michael, Sarah, I want to ask you why Charlie Kirk impacted you. What was it about him that upon his assassination you felt compelled to build a tribute to him?
Sarah, you can go ahead first.
Well, it's definitely more of Michael's tribute. I am definitely kind of neutral on Charlie Kirk. I respect the fact that he goes out to try to have discussions, which is huge because nobody does that anymore. So, that's kind of where I stand with him. What happened, obviously, is terrible. It shouldn't happen to anybody. So when Michael wanted to put the sign up, I was like, yeah, I support it. Let's put it up. And, yeah, that's where I was with it.
Michael?
Ever since Charlie started this, I can't remember. I started listening in 2018, so it could have been before that, but it's just a young guy that wanted to bring awareness to the colleges and how they cost a ton of money and they're not teaching you anything. And so I just thought that was fascinating that this man's out there, against the colleges, which we know are a crazy entity to mess with. And then he just started bringing, facts about everything and people. It was just one of those, he was one of those guys that you could just, be in awe because he had his facts. He knew exactly what he was talking about. He cared. He genuinely cared. He would let anybody come up. Didn't matter what color hair you have, what you look like. He treated everybody the same. And that's the way we are. I have, gay people in my life and, and I have never judged them. I'm not mad at them. I'm for them, whatever they, I'm supportive, so that's what Charlie did. Charlie just wanted to wake people's brains up because we come into this life where we just are on sheeple mode, we just react and go.
You're listening to Michael and Sarah, the residents of Colorado, who recently had placed a memorial to Charlie Kirk out on their, this is the typical white picket fence. Yes, it's on their white picket fence outside of their home. And because someone disagreed with their statement about the loss of Charlie Kirk, they decided to light that sign on fire. They also smashed out the back window of their car in protest. Michael and Sarah woken up in the middle of the night by the fire department, letting him know that, luckily there was some rain, the fire went out, nobody in the neighborhood, nobody in your family is in danger, but this happened. That's a horrible way to wake up in the middle of the night, and it's a horrible way to have somebody else react to your freedom of speech. Michael, Sarah, do you have any update from either fire department or the police on the investigation? Did your Ring camera or is anybody else's cameras in the neighborhood catch anything about a possible perpetrator? What do you know so far?
So the detectives asked me last night to not say anything. But there is someone in custody of interest. They did pull a camera off the street across from our house, and it sounds like it's the person, but again, we're not totally sure of that. Yeah, I hope, I just, even on our local news, I said, hey man, that guy could have came by, could have had a beer, had a conversation. Anger, we can't let anger get to this point in our lives where we just act out maliciously and hurt people, and, it's not okay. It's
Michael,
not okay.
I love that impression, the idea that whoever's responsible for this, if they would have come up and seen you in the yard, and they would have gotten out of their car, their truck, and yelled at you and said all sorts of nasty things, that at least you're like, wait, hang on. Let's talk about this. You're open to the idea that even though this person totally disagrees with the sign, to at least talk to them about it. But that's an opportunity the perpetrator didn't give to you. They, instead of having the conversation and trying to find out what you think and what you believe or even why you did it, they decided fire. Fire is the best solution. That's just scary.
Yeah.
That it's not. And I love what you're saying about conversations. And speaking of conversations, how have your neighbors reacted? What have you heard from your neighbors? Because again, as I outlined earlier, we had a case in Denver in 2020 where a kid was mad at a family, lit the house on fire, ended up killing 6 people. Not even the right house. So putting people's lives in danger that he wasn't even mad at. So this thing can get off the chain really quickly, and innocent people can get hurt. What was the reaction of your neighbors? What have you heard so far, knowing that, hey, someone tried to light stuff on fire in their neighborhood?
I was outside and I was cleaning up the glass and getting everything cleaned up. And this little boy, I don't know, couldn't be more than 9 years old, comes up with his bike and he's all, I seen what happened. And I'm really sorry. And he gave me $5. I was like, what? I just broke down and just started crying right there. And I was like, man, can I give you a hug? And he's like, yeah. And I gave him a hug. And it was, that's the support that I've had in my community. It didn't matter left or right. Like, we have both, people in here. We have left and right, blue, red. And they have all been so supportive of us, came by giving us money and food and flowers and just telling us to keep on the good fight. We have your back to support you, because that's a huge thing. It's like, yeah, I'm putting myself at risk, whatever. I'm putting my family at risk. I'm putting my community at risk. So it's nice to hear that I have their support.
That is incredible.
That's amazing.
Such a powerful story. We're talking with Sarah and Michelle. They built a tribute to remember Charlie Kirk. Somebody lit it on fire and then damaged their car. Now, a GoFundMe has been created, and I've linked to it on my X account. If you go to x.com/Jeff Hunt, x.com/Jeff Hunt, they have a GoFundMe there. The money will go to help replace some of the broken windows, material for a new sign, more importantly, security cameras to help ensure the safety of their home and their children. Their goal was to raise $1,000. The Jeff and Bill Show is going to help you meet that goal, so we're going to close the gap there. But listeners, go to x.com/Jeff Hunt, and let's help provide some support to this family that honored Charlie Kirk. They're good neighbors. They're facing a direct threat up there. They're brave people. They are quintessential Coloradans. These are your neighbors. These are good people. And let's get them some security cameras so they never have to deal with this again. But for the fact that you all have faced this, it's become international news, and you're taking time to join us this morning. I want to thank you. I want to thank Adam, our producer, who helped set this up. But thank you for what you're doing in your community. And we're glad to have you as neighbors here in Colorado.
Yes, thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you for having us.
We
really
appreciate
it.
We'll look forward to continuing to find this story, and
appreciate it.
hopefully we get a conviction there. So
yeah, oh, it's amazing.
Goodness. Well, Sarah and Michael, incredible story. All right, let's talk Black Eyed Pea, folks. Speaking of great people, Steve and Michelle at the Black Eyed Pea. I absolutely love this restaurant. My entire family does. It's home cooking at its best. 8 locations. There's sure to be one near you. My parents went to the Black Eyed Pea, I think last night. They're telling me they love it there. You want to take the family out to eat at the Black Eyed Pea? Go online at blackeyedpeacolorado.com and check out their featured menu that they run throughout the different seasons in Colorado. They have special barbecue menus, burger menus, potato menus, and more. They've built a reputation in Colorado for the best home-cooked meal away from home. They do catering. If it's a dinner party, rehearsal dinner, wedding reception, or company event, make it a success with Black Eyed Pea Catering. And no matter what the occasion, Black Eyed Pea gift cards are always great. For your special someone, birthday favors, or holiday presents, they have you covered. I love everything about this restaurant. I know you will too. Support local like I do. Keep it in Colorado and visit the Black Eyed Pea near you. We'll continue. You're listening to The Jeff and Bill Show.
This is Denver's Talk Leader News Talk 710 KNUS.
Well, Jeff and Bill Show with some breaking news. They have a person of interest in custody.
Yeah, that's good.
We heard that from the man whose tribute to Charlie Kirk, which was written on a white picket fence, and it just said, "Rest in peace, Charlie. We stand with you." It didn't say anything like the left is full of hate mongers and screw you for being a liberal. None of that stuff that may come from talk radio. But not these guys. These are nice people.
The thing that I'm really bothered by the idea of lighting it on fire because, I mean, again, we've gone through, high school senior pranks and other things, and even political stuff where politicians go around and take each other's signs. The idea of, if you're really that offended, I mean, there were other things. They could have defaced the sign. Again, it looks like it was a white sheet. Could have taken it. There are other opportunities for this individual to express their anger. Again, none of them okay, but there's a series of other choices the person can make that don't involve fire. Because once you light something on fire, you're no longer in control of it within reason, unless you're, unless you're the Boy Scout type of thing.
I'm guessing they didn't just take a little lighter and go stand there and light it on fire. It looks like they used an accelerant.
Yeah, that's because it would
lighter fluid or gasoline.
Again, if you're coming there to light it on fire, assuming that your little Bic lighter is gonna go flick, 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 and you're gonna get the corner, it's gonna take off. No, you're gonna have to add an accelerant. And if you're intent on doing this, of course you would have thought that through and thought, I've got to put something on there, and that makes it even more dangerous that you are encouraging the burning. That's the part, and again, also smashing the window. You may be mad about this. I understand. People take political signs. I've seen signs defaced. Not happy about it. But compared to lighting it on fire or breaking out their window, come on. My neighborhood growing up, you'd have windows broken out, and sometimes it wouldn't take anything. So this just bothers me.
He had to rebuild his fence with fire-retardant wood.
Jeez.
He also had to spray new signs with fire-retardant as well. Goodness.
It's just ridiculous.
Yeah. I mean, we spent the entire show on this conversation yesterday as to whether or not the temperature can actually be turned down at this point.
I don't know.
But this is, and I hope this came across during the interview. These are the same people that live next door to you. These are not radicals.
Yeah.
These are not hard right crazies.
No.
These are people that love the fact that Charlie Kirk went out there and had conversations.
Yeah.
They felt that was quintessential Americana, that you talk about your ideas, and to see a young 31-year-old man with 2 young children assassinated while trying to do that, they felt motivated to create a simple, and maybe we could put it back up there, simple little tribute that just said, "Rest in peace, Charlie. We stand with you. Rest in peace, Charlie," on the back of his car. And that got lit on fire. And to your point, Bill, it could have been way worse.
Yeah.
Thank God somebody called. I guess they called about 11:45 at night. So, yeah.
Oh, God. Thank God.
I mean, most people were going to be asleep. And, Bill, you and I engage in political discourse every single day.
Yes.
On this show, on social media. And to have something like this end up on your front doorstep at your house,
and
that type of threat, I couldn't imagine what they're going through. And the concern, you heard it in Sarah's voice.
Yeah, that they're worried about it. And the fact that Michael's like, hey, you disagree with me, come by and talk. We'll talk about it.
We'll have a beer.
Yeah, exactly. And that's the thing, is that he is your neighbor, that, the people that live in your neighborhood, you are not going to always share their political beliefs. But what you do share is this condition, the idea that y'all are neighbors. And you got to, even if they vote for someone different than you want them watching your back when someone's trying to break into your house or light something on fire. Even though someone may hold a different political belief, it's okay to help them when they have a flat tire, when they're stuck in the snow, when their snowblower doesn't work and you go down there and help them out. That's called being a good person and being neighborly. This isn't always through the filter of politics. And Michael is a perfect Coloradan because he's like, just come by and talk to me. I understand you may not agree with me, but what I disagree with, and this is, what I'm putting my voice into Michael's, is the fact that we can't talk. That's it. We have to light stuff on fire.
Yeah, imagine if you had one of those little signs that say, in this house, we support Black Lives Matter, and somebody lit it on fire.
Yeah.
Yeah, rightfully so. This is making news. It should.
Yes, it should.
It is condemned across the board on this program, and they have a GoFundMe up, which is going to help get security cameras for the house.
Yeah.
Which, as a dad, yeah. And I'd want some of that. So you can help them. You can actually help this family if you go to x.com/Jeff Hunt, x.com/Jeff Hunt.
And the security cameras are going to be important because, unfortunately now, they can become a target for somebody else who agreed with the sign lighter on fire person. So someone that also has that belief, oh yeah, I'll show them. So yes, unfortunately, and the other part is this, their feeling of safety in their own home, in their own yard has been shattered. So we're going to help them put that back together by getting security cameras. That's how this family can feel safe again, because of some asshat decided that he had to go all fire starter. That's the issue here. We need to help make them feel safe, and especially think of the kids. I mean, I hate to bring that up, but come on. These are kids that know that somebody tried to light a sign outside of the house on fire. They need to feel okay at night. So check out
Perfectly said.
Yeah.
Perfectly said. X.com/Jeff Hunt. You can support them there. All right, let's talk Gyrie's. This has been a wonderful experience for the Hunt family because I am not a personal decorator. And when it comes to improving my home, I'm lower on that skill set. I wander around Home Depot. I'm like, there's so many types of paint. I'm not talking about colors of paint. I'm talking about types of paint. I have no idea what to put up here. What's a satin? I don't know this stuff. So I'm a mess at that. Took my wife to Gyrie's, which she got a personal design consultant. And it was so fun to watch her ask all these questions and brainstorm and dream and get creative about what our home could look like. Then they showed up at our home. The professional designer came out to our home and brought samples, paint samples, custom blinds, shades, shutter samples as well. It was fantastic to be able to work with them in our home. They got the measurements with lasers, all perfect. All right. And we're getting Hunter Douglas motorized. This is so cool. Motorized blinds put into our house. So you just press a button, it just goes up. It's amazing. Go check out the Gyrie's. They're all throughout the Denver metro area. They'll help you with everything from window treatments to full room decor. And again, that personalized in-home consultation is their specialty. So get the same expert advice I got and do yourself a favor. Visit Gyrie's, GUIRYS.com. That's GUIRYS.com to schedule your in-home consultation. Gyrie's.com. Go see the great people there. You'll be sure to thank me. All right. We'll continue. You're listening to The Jeff and Bill Show.
This is Denver's Talk Leader, News Talk 710, KNUS.
Welcome back to the Jeff and Bill Show. Some breaking news coming in. Robert Redford, 89 years old, has passed away today.
Yeah. That's kind of, man.
He died early Tuesday morning at his home in Utah, the New York Times reporting. Wow. And then to that point, Joan from Lakewood texted in, this will have an impact on the film festival.
Yeah, well.
That's now coming to Boulder. Sundance Film Festival.
Now, man, I didn't watch a lot of his newer stuff, through the in the teens and stuff through the 2000s, but a lot of his older stuff. I was going back and going through the number of things that I had seen as a kid. I mean, you're talking about the Chase, Barefoot in the Park, Downhill Racer. It's wow. I mean, The Candidate. Jeez, The Sting, of course. The Sting, a classic. Oh, man. 3 Days of the Condor. Amazing. The Great Gatsby. Of course, All the President's Men. Bridge Too Far. There's so many there. The Natural. I imagine most people probably out of Africa, The Natural, The Sting are probably where they first got their first exposure to them. But even around through the 90s of Sneakers and Legal Eagles and Havana. Havana, fantastic movie. But 3 Days of the Condor, that's amazing. Him and Great Gatsby. That's
for me.
One.
It is the more recent ones. Yeah. Things like The River or A River Runs Through It.
Oh yeah, River Runs Through It was
one,
fantastic.
and then the movie he did with Brad Pitt where he's stuck in a jail and they got to get him out. Spy Game.
Yeah, Spy Game. Yeah, River Runs Through It.
I thought that was really good. The Castle or The Last Castle.
That's a good one
as well. So yeah.
Oh,
wow.
Jeez, that's crazy. That's
a legendary film superstar.
Yeah.
Gone this morning. Robert Redford passed away at the age of, I can't believe he was 89.
Me either. Wow. Jeez. Oh, boy. Well,
wow.
Time marches on. This sucks.
We're going to continue and bring a little levity to your morning with some You Choose the News, Bill.
Yes, in one of the most awkward transitions ever in talk radio. It's time to be a little silly. Yes, it's time for America's favorite fake radio news game show. You Choose the News. You know how this works. Silly stories that I have found on the interwebs this morning, giving them even more ridiculous headlines so that we can play this fake radio news game show because nobody in charge wakes up for about another 10 minutes. So when left unsupervised, Jeff and I are going to take full advantage. Yes, we are. And as always, we have to have a partner in crime, and that is Blake Olson, who joins us from the news department. All right, gentlemen. Hello. Hey, here are your headlines this morning. Headline number 1, no one should see you do it. Headline number 2, setting a great example. Headline number 3, skimming the rules. And headline number 4, say my name. Mr. Hunt, you're close.
Let's do skimming the rules, please.
Yes, here we are skimming the rules. We find ourselves in Scotland this morning. Yes, the fan of the tartans. The World Stone Skimming Championship has been rocked by a scandal. Yes, you may not have heard about this, but several competitors were disqualified for shaving their rocks. That's not as sexy as it sounds. More than 2,200 people from 27 countries attended this year's festival on the tiny island of Easdale, right off the coast of Scotland. Now, the rules state that the stones you are using to skim across the water must be naturally occurring, and they must also be slate. However, they found some stones were ground into suspiciously circular shapes to help them bounce really, really good on the water. Now, the entrants are supposed to choose their own stones. The judges use a measuring device called the Ring of Truth. Of truth. You have to say it that way. What it is, it's it's basically a metal ring that has a 3-inch hole in diameter in the center and then a handle on one end. And they come over and they hold the Ring of Truth and you have to drop your stone through it. Well, some of those stones were a wee bit too circular and went through there a little too easy. They just didn't look natural. So there was a little bit of an investigation that morning, and yes, the cheaters did raise their hand and say, yeah, okay, fine, yeah, we did this. So they were eliminated from the competition, but here's the nice part. The winner this year is An American, Jonathan Jennings. He is the first ever American winner. He skimmed his stone a cumulative distance of 177 meters. The first competition was back in 1983, organized by island resident Albert Baker. After a break, it was revived in 97. The contest was staged in a former slate quarry flooded by a tidal wave in 1881. That was the impetus for the idea. Now, in the rules, the first 2 jumps, you've got to do those automatically, and then you're judged for the distance after. So in order to skim the stone, you've got to go after that second one.
So it's not the amount of skims.
No, it's the distance. Yes, it's the distance you have to travel. And we rule. American won that one. We can throw rocks better than anybody.
Yes.
Pun intended. Alrighty. Okay, Blake Olson, sir.
Love it.
No one should see you do it. Setting a great example, or say my name.
Setting a great example.
Yes, setting a great example. Here we find ourselves in Canada, America's hat. On Friday of last week, CBC News reported that a major education reform document prepared for the Canadian province of Newfoundland and Labrador. Yeah, they're both dogs, but they're also province in Canada. Just so you're saying. Now, this is a very long 18-month-old process. 418 pages, over 18 months compiled, a 10-year roadmap for modernizing the province's public schools and post-secondary education. And some of it's fake. Yep, completely and totally made up. Problem is, it seems they used AI to generate portions of it, and AI just made some stuff up. Things like citing a 2008 National Film Board movie called Schoolyard Games. The movie doesn't exist at all. Nope, not at all. Nope, not in the least. A number of other things inside their citing as examples or things they should focus on also do not exist. Okay. Now, the irony here is running very, very deep. The president of potentially AI-generated fake citations is awkward, given that of the report's 110 recommendations specifically state that they should provide learners and educators with essential AI knowledge, including ethics, data privacy, and responsible technology use.
I do
which they didn't use to do this.
Absolutely love this moment in America, in human history,
absolutely.
where we've created AI, and it's working out in some capacities, but so goofy and stupid in others.
Okay. Can we also appreciate that it took them 18 months to complete the document with AI? That should have been like a 3-day project.
Yeah, right.
I mean, you know what they were doing is they're like, shh. Don't tell everybody. I'm going to run this thing through AI, and then we're going to go to the beach. That's basically what it was. I'm pretty sure that's what happened. Okay. Final choice this morning, Mr. Hunt. No one should see you do it, or say my name.
No one should see you do this.
No one should see you do this. Here we are in London, and British Airways is clamping down on their pilots and behavior of their flight attendants. This is serious. There is something that British Airways does not want any of their pilots or any of their flight attendants doing in public anymore, and that's drinking. No, we're not talking about alcohol. We're talking about water or coffee or anything else at all. Yes, the policy says that flight attendants and pilots cannot drink coffee, water, soda, or anything else in public. If they want to consume beverages as part of their pre-flight routine, they have to do it in the privacy of the lounge. Yes, I don't know why they say it's something about the professional, image of the pilots and stuff, but they're drinking coffee. I, for one, would hope that my pilot has coffee.
Yeah, exactly.
That would help.
And the tea? Yeah. Don't you drink tea?
Yes.
In London?
In London. Yes, I can't do that in public now. Nope.
Wow.
I know.
All right, we'll continue. You're listening to The Jeff and Bill Show.
This is 710 KNUS. We'll be right back.